When you are on an elevator, it usually takes about 15 seconds to get from the first floor to the second floor to the 20th floor, right? You need to know how to be able to introduce yourself on that elevator. That introduction could be your winning introduction that closes a $10,000 deal. So we want to make sure that you know how to articulate yourself, who you are, and what you do in your business. The next thing that we're going to learn is how to create 3 different ways to generate income in your business. 3 different ways to generate income in your business. All right, so again, who am I and what is Women's CEO Alliance? So my name is Tiana Patrice. I'm the founder of Women's CEO Alliance. We are a full-service consulting company for women entrepreneurs who are ready to grow in their personal and entrepreneurial dreams. We do branding, marketing, websites, oh my, social media, coaching, all of that great stuff. Our motto is that we build businesses that matter and create sisterhoods that last. That's what we do. Before we move forward, there are some WCA members that are in the house. If you are currently a WCA member, will you raise your hand? So if you guys have any additional questions at the end about Women's CEO Alliance and maybe what to expect, you are more than welcome to ask these ladies these questions. And also, we're going to be doing a tour immediately after if you want to walk around and learn more about the facility. How does that sound? Yeah? We need to party again? You got really excited about that one. You didn't get excited about my dancing, but you got excited about that tour. And so what you're sitting in right now is called a co-working space. Co-working simply means community working. So imagine coming in with your laptop, sitting down, with your business goals for the day, and it may just be you in here, or it may be 7 other women that decide to grab chairs from other areas and put them around the table. But you never know who you may be sitting beside. You may be sitting beside your next graphic designer. You might be sitting beside your next social media strategist. You may be sitting next to your next home care nurse. So you just never know. So Women's CEO Alliance is all about community and sisterhood and growing your business. So why are you here? You're here because you're in the middle of a shift. How many of you know that you're in the middle of a shift right now? That shift is thick too, isn't it? Like, I know that I'm supposed to be doing more. I know that I've been called to do greater things, but I don't know what that is. And then I don't know how to get there. And then the enemy comes in and tells us that we're not good enough. And then fear comes in and tells us that nobody in our family ever did that, so why should we do it, right? So we're in the middle of that shift, and that's okay. That shift positions you into the next season of your life. So embrace the shift. But that's one of the reasons that you're here. Another reason that you're here is you understand that you need support. You understand that you can't do this by yourself, right? That you do need the support, you need the tools, and you need the resources. You also know that you're full of vision, bursting from the seams with vision, but don't know what to do with it. How many of y'all are on Google University every night at 2 a.m.? Well, that's technically morning, right? But you are, right? So I was up at 1:30 this morning. Who was up with me? Anybody? So you're like, oh girl, no. Google University closed at least 9 p.m. But you're Googling, right? Google knows your IP address. Google knows your search engine by name, right? So you don't know what to do next. You desire leadership in your business. You really do desire someone to be there with you, guiding you, helping you, to make you feel like you're not alone. And you are ready to grow your business beyond just the hobby stage. All of you deserve to grow your business beyond just the hobby stage. That means growing your business into a full-fledged, operating 6-figure and beyond business easily that runs off a system where you're making money in your sleep. That sound good? Yeah? Okay. All right. Awesome. Just wanted to make sure that I understand why you're here. So we're on the same page. Yeah? All right. And also, you're ready to scale your business and bring in more profits. So here's what we know to be true. We know that you can absolutely have the business that you deserve. All right? The key is don't be the only thing standing in your way. Do I need to repeat that? How many of you know that you're the only thing standing in your way? Right? So you can absolutely have the business you deserve. You don't have to sacrifice the or for the and. How many of you know what that means? So I'm going to get a t-shirt made that has just the and symbol on it. And we're going to walk around Dothan and all the surrounding areas and globally with that t-shirt on proudly, because that means that I don't have to sacrifice being an amazing mom or having a business. I can be an amazing mom and have a booming business, right? I don't have to sacrifice being a wife or having a business. I can be a wife and have an amazing business. So no longer do you have to sacrifice the or for the and. The key is having systems. Does that make sense? Okay. And I tend to take people to Fearless Church. So if that happens, y'all just feel free to pass around the offering plate. I'm okay with that. You have to understand that systems will absolutely run your business, but you must embrace the process and allow the process to position you. A lot of times in entrepreneurship, we quit before we can even get started. There's a lot of stop and go entrepreneurship. How many of you have ever driven a stick shift? Okay, so y'all know what I'm talking about then. That jerky when you don't really know what you're doing. Don't be that way in entrepreneurship. You gotta jump all in. You can't have one foot in and one foot out, because if you do that, then you're giving yourself an exit plan. And if you're gonna be an entrepreneur, you gotta go all in. Does that make sense? All right, so you have to embrace the process, even on the hard days. If I sat down, we don't have enough time for me to tell you where I came from to where we are now. I've gone through repossessions. I mean, like the car being pulled out. The same car I drive now. I figured out how to get it back. That same car that y'all see driving around the circle, being pulled out of my yard, and all I could say is, can I get the baby's car seat? So serious. Can I get? My baby woke up and said, Mommy, the garbage truck came early. I said, it sure did, baby, and it took out the trash. So I've gone through that. I've gone through ramen noodles. That's all we could afford to this day. That is my daughter's favorite thing to eat, but only if she knew that that's all we had to eat at one point. Does that make sense? So I've gone through it. But if you can just embrace the process, even when it's hard, trust the process, even when you don't know what's on the other side, believe me that it will position you. If you don't believe me, somebody do this on the ground. Does that make sense? The process will position you, but you gotta embrace it and you gotta trust it. And then you must get connected to the resources that are gonna grow you, all right? And then this is one of the things that's been sticking with a lot of the ladies since we've been doing these trainings, is you teach people how to treat you in your business. How many of you that are in business right now already know that you work with clients that you don't want to work with? You got clients that don't want to pay you. You got clients that's messaging you at midnight for a t-shirt, for an appointment. Anybody? Am I speaking to anybody right now? You teach people how to treat you. Okay? What does that mean? I'll give Tanisha for an example. Okay? I use this because she's here. She messaged me one night at 8:30? Might have been 8:30, right? She messaged me and she said, hey, can you give me a call? Now, normally I might not have responded because, but me and Tanisha, we like Tuesdays and Thursdays, you can't get in on that, then we may not be a good fit for each other. But I can forward you to another coach. And that's okay. I can't sacrifice my peace or my core values. Does that make sense? Okay. Get clear on your audience. Now, a lot of times the reason that we're working with anybody and everybody is because we aren't clear on who we really are supposed to be working with. Okay? So get clear on your core audience. Who is my target audience? So how many of you already know specifically down to the T who your target audience is? Okay? One person in the room, that is okay. That's okay. This gives you an opportunity to become your client's best friend. You want to know your client inside and out. You want to know what makes her smile. You want to know what makes her sad. Or him. How many of you have a mix of audience? Men and women. Okay. So you want to know what makes them happy, sad. What are they Googling? I know my target audience like the back of my hand. I know my target audience is usually frustrated. She's upset because she has so much purpose that she doesn't know what to do with it. She needs a support team. She needs resources. She needs help. Baby girl wants to be able to go and have this big business, but fear comes in and tells her that she can't do it. I can walk through a room and identify my target audience in 5 seconds. You should be able to do the same thing. Just from a mere conversation in an elevator, you should be able to do the same thing. Not only can I identify my target audience, but I can speak my target audience's language. What does that mean? If I'm introducing myself, which we're going to get to in just a second and you'll see, when you're introducing yourself, you include the verbiage of your target audience in your introduction. Why? Because if you're introducing yourself to someone who's your target audience, what are they going to say? How do I get in contact with you? How do I learn more? Do you have a car? Right? So how do we get clear on our target audience? First thing that we do is make sure that the clicker is working. Might have just went out on me. It's all right. So how do we get clear on our target audience? The first thing some of the questions we want to ask ourselves is, where's she hiding or he hiding? Where do they hang out at, right? Are they hanging out on social media? If they are hanging out on social media, what social media platform are they hanging out on? Are they on LinkedIn? Are they on Facebook? If they're on Facebook, what type of groups do they like to hang out in? Does this make sense what I'm saying? These are the type of questions. Think about you. If you're frustrated and struggling and you're an entrepreneur, what type of groups are you going to hang out in on Facebook? Groups that are dedicated to growing entrepreneurs, groups that feel like it has a lot of support, things of that nature, right? So think about your target audience. What's keeping them up at night? What are they Googling? Why are they joining the how-to movement? So my target audience is usually doing, how do I find my purpose? Because purpose is popular right now, right? How do I launch a book? We've launched over 30 best-selling authors, right? How do I start a business? So what is your target audience's how do I? Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. All right, so anybody can give me an example of what their target audience may be Googling? How do I, anybody? Y'all still pondering it? Okay, that's all right, it's okay. Well, those are some of the questions that I want you to begin to think about. Let's see. All right, so then another thing is, how old is your target audience? That's going to be key on where they're hanging out, right? Because if you have a platform or a business where your target audience is, under the age of 21, where do y'all think they're hanging out at? Snapchat. So you need to know how to work Snapchat. You need to know how to put your business on Snapchat. You need to know how to connect with your audience on Snapchat. Does that make sense? So if you have something that appeals to that audience, you need to know where to find them. If you have a photography company, where do you think would be a great place to be able to put your platform? What shows pictures? People look at pictures all day, every day. Instagram. Instagram, and there's one more. Pinterest. So now you see where I'm trying to get your minds going here? You need to think like your target audience. Realize that you are someone's target audience. And they targeted you for a specific way, okay? So how old are they? That's going to determine kind of what platform they're at. What's their career, right? So for example, I have, in Women's Sea Alliance, we have a lot of professional women. So we have FBI agents, we have principals, we have nurses, and so a lot of them either are not on social media at all, so we find them at events because they like personal development events. Or they're on LinkedIn, they're not on Instagram. None of my clients that we've had before usually are active on Instagram unless it's a personal page. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So where is your target audience hiding? Okay? All right. Let's see. What does she or he like to do? We talked about that. Okay. Thank you. And then what does he or she need from you? What value does your brand bring to the world? In other words, I want you to ask yourself, why does my brand exist? Why does my brand exist? Well, if WCA didn't exist, then there may be some women that didn't get the tools and resources that they need in a personalized experience, a personalized way. There may be some women that get stuck in fear and they never launch that thing that God has called them to launch. So why does your brand exist? And then the next question that you need to ask yourself is, what happens if you never launch that brand? Who doesn't get served? Like, you got served. No? Okay. What does he or she need from you? We talked about where they hang out and what they're Googling. I'm telling you, if you can really lock down that Google question, we are not asking you these questions just for the sake of asking you. How many of you can see other reasons why we're asking you these questions? Because when you write down the answers, now that's giving you resources to go back and target your audience with ads on social media, with your verbiage that you're using in your posts, with your verbiage that you're using in your sales, right? So for example, all right, tell me, you have a photography company, right? All right, so what's the value of your photography? Why does your brand exist? To give your clients what type of experience?
I want them to get a great experience at a reasonable price.
Okay. So great experience at a reasonable price. Why is that so important to your client?
To my client?
Mm-hmm. Why is it so important that they have a great experience at a reasonable price?
Because they can get, good pictures, family portraits, whatever they want, and they don't have to go broke doing it.
Right? So you may put on your social media post, I understand how it feels to want an amazing family portrait. But when you look at the prices, it may not fit your budget. Right. No worries. Come right on over to M&M Photography and we'll help you get an amazing family experience at a budget of you get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, or don't go broke looking cute. I don't know. That might be something depending on your, right? That would be a really good post. I would post something like, don't go broke looking cute. Come to M&M Photography and get your photos at a reasonable price. So what did she do? She just put in, I know that my target audience really wants amazing photos. If they have a family of 7, and they're getting outfits and stuff ready, they may not can afford a $700 photo shoot. But they deserve to have a photo shoot, that's reasonable as well. So then that's why they're coming to M&M Photography. So what was the question I asked you? Why does your brand exist? Right? So you said to give people a reasonable price and a great experience with photography, right? And then why is that so important to them? Just those 2 questions, when you can answer those questions, gives you something to target your audience on. Who is this helping so far? Okay. What would happen if she couldn't connect, or he or she couldn't connect with your brand? Okay, that's the next thing. What would happen if they couldn't connect with your brand? Then they may have to go to the next person that charges them $1,000 for a family shoot. Sears don't do pictures no more. I don't even think Sears open. Okay, so then as we move on, we're going to talk about creating the solution based on your values and your audience. Why did I put that? Create the solution not just based on your audience, but based on your values, because we talked about those core values, okay? Here are the 3 things your clients want to know, all right? Number 1, your clients want to know, what can you do for me that I can't do for myself? I can't take my own photos, so I'm gonna Google photographer 36303. What can you do for me that I can't do for myself? The next question is, what can you do for me that I don't even want to do for myself? How many of y'all go out to eat? How many of y'all go out to eat too much? But you go out and eat, not that you can't cook. Some of y'all might can't cook, though. But not that you can't cook, but because you want an experience. You don't want to cook. You don't want to go in the kitchen. You don't want to wash dishes. It's been a long day. You want something quick. You want somebody to serve you. Let's just be honest, right? So what can you do for me that I don't want to do for myself? Okay? And then what can you see for me that I can't see for myself? See, that's another reason that women come into Women's CEO Alliance, because they know that they're bursting with vision, but they can't see the full picture, right? So what can you see for me that I can't see for myself? These are the same questions that your audience is asking you, okay? If you answer those questions, you can then place your solutions in the appropriate box, okay? In the next couple of slides, I'm going to give you those boxes for you to begin placing solutions in. All right? How many of you have some type of service where you're helping someone else? Maybe coaching, consulting, something of that nature. I know you have the home health care service. Okay, what do we have over here? Talk to me.
I have a nonprofit ministry
Okay.
that is faithful ministry, where we use the educated people and empower people so they can continue to move forward.
Okay.
And that's the goal of our ministry.
So faithful.
Yeah, faithful ministry. Now, whenever you talk about, I know I don't want to talk too much.
It's okay, I'm David.
In my core, I'm a minister.
Okay.
I'm a minister and I'm a teacher. I love to teach. So everything that I do comes out of the ministry, empowerment, really educating people, helping people. So that's, sometimes I look at some people with all of them. So I'm trying to just
Bring it all in.
bring it all in, give everything from that place.
Awesome. So she said that at her core, she's a minister. At her core, she's a teacher. Here's what comes in with amazing women like you. Sometimes a lot of doubt and fear comes in. Because, and I'll share this because a lot of you can see me talking about God a lot in my business now. But when I first started, I was afraid to. Why? Because people said, you can't talk about God in corporate America. You can't talk about God and want to do training. You can't do this, you can't do that, and be able to bring in faith. You can't be faith-based and do that. So I swept a lot of it under the rug. So I love the fact that you say that at your core you know that you're a minister and a teacher, because that means everything that you do has to be in alignment with that. If not, then you're out of alignment and you're off of assignment, which means now you're going to be disobedient. And that's say that not just for her, but that's not saying that's what you're doing, but for the room, for all of us, at any point in our life. We have to know who we are at our core so that everything that we produce comes from that place. So she has a nonprofit company. Her company is teaching people how to move forward in their life, how to be able to be empowered and be equipped for their next season in life. So one of the things you want to make sure that you're really answering these questions as we go into the next box, the next slide, because you'll be able to put different solutions that even though you're a nonprofit can be able to make profit in your business. For example, there may be someone that wants to be able to start a nonprofit. If that's something also that you're equipped in and you've been doing, and there's someone that's faith-based that falls into your core values, you may host a class that's from 8 to 2 p.m. on learning how to do a nonprofit. It's only for 10 special people, and it's $97. Girl, that's $1,000 a day. So then we'll find what box that falls into. And there you go. There you go. All right. So clearly articulate who you are and what you do in 15 seconds. How do I do that? What is my name? Okay. Everybody know what their name is? We got some people over here that don't know. Y'all know what y'all name is? Say my name. Say my name. No? All right. So what's your name? All right. So that's the first thing. My name is Tiana. And the next is, and I'm the founder of. So what's the name of your company? All right. My name is Tiana, and I'm the founder of Women's CEO Alliance. The next thing is where we help. Who do you help? And it's up on the slides, ladies. So again, what's your name? Who are you the founder of? And who do you help? You did a very good job with that just a few seconds ago as well as you were introducing yourself. So my name is Tiana. I'm the founder of Women's CEO Alliance, where we help purpose-driven women create businesses that matter. That attracts that woman who knows that she's full of purpose, she's driven, and she wants a business or has a business that matters. All right? And then what do you help them do? Okay? So my name is, I'm the founder of where we help. Who do you help? Do what? What do you help them to do? Build businesses that matter. We help them. All right? Anybody want to share theirs? This is a great teaching opportunity as well. If you want to share, and then I can help coach you through it as well. Anybody want to share? Don't be shy. Do we need to tell? There we go. Come on. All right, come on. Stand up here with me. Come on. All right. Tell everybody your name.
Hi, I'm Shabi. I'm a nail artist, and they call me the Nail Junkie Online. So, I specialize in nail art and strategic designs and just the customizing to fit you.
Okay. So why do people come to you?
Because I work with their schedules, and they can make appointments, and they can come in and get out.
Okay. So quick, reliable is what I heard. Anybody else get that? That was just coach. Okay. Quick and reliable. You also said you're the nail junkie. Show everybody your nails. So it sounds like you provide a personalized experience. What's so amazing about coming to the nail junkie?
Because I give you something that nobody else can.
She gives you something quick, we're reliable, and we give you an experience that no one else can. Right? Okay. So what type of woman normally comes to you?
The business woman.
Business women, professional women, creatives that enjoy having a creative experience with their nails, right? So let's start there. My name is,
My name is Shabi,
and I'm the founder of.
and I'm the founder of the Nail Junkie. Well, I call it the Junkie Box. I haven't put it out yet.
I like that. The founder of the junk box. Okay, so nail junkies. And then, you may even have a shirt or a product line that says I'm a nail junkie. A t-shirt that says I'm a nail. Okay, she said I do. Y'all can find me on social media. Okay, so my name is Shabi. I'm the founder of the junk box, where we help.
Well, we have busy women look.
So you can say, well, we help professional, creative women have a quick and reliable nail experience that they can be proud of. That's tweet worthy, that's post worthy, that's share worthy. Because we're in a social media world, right? So that can be part of your introduction. Does that make sense? Did y'all get that? All right, thank you, Shabi. Anybody else want to try? You want to try? Come on. Come on. Here we go. Let's go. All right, let's try. All right.
Hello, my name is Joyce Hawthorne. I am the co-founder of the Queen's Table.
Oh,
The Queen's Table is a decorating event venue. We also rent out rooms for special events. We like to take the load off of you and put the load on us and make it simple and easygoing for you.
okay, mission statement. All right, so that's a lot in 15 seconds. You want to give people the opportunity to ask you to tell them more, okay? And that's when you go into all of the stuff that you do, right? So my name is Joyce, and I'm the co-founder of where we help. Who uses your services? Who finds value in your services?
Definitely brides and anyone that's giving an event, hosting an event.
Okay. What makes them frustrated about an event?
Because they have to figure everything out. They have to get every little detail themselves, and we put it all in one package and you have it there.
Right, so you offer convenience, they may be frustrated, they may be really busy, they may not have time to do it themselves, right?
Exactly. We give you the piece that you're looking for.
Right, so where we help maybe frustrated event hostess or something, you get what I'm saying? Something like that, you need to put like an adjective in there about who is looking for your services. And then we help them do what? Give them a peace of mind, customized experience or something, you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So try something like that.
Oh, you want me to
Yeah.
try? We give them wait a minute, let me start
Who do
over.
you help?
We help frustrated hosts, event hosts. We like to take the calmness and give them peace.
Okay, so where we help frustrated event hosts, that can be one, or
Host
you can-
coordinators,
coordinators,
brides.
right? Okay, do what?
We help take the load off when they're looking everywhere.
You're still going into
Oh,
You're going in.
We
You're
help
going
take
in.
the load off and give them peace.
Give them a
Peace of mind.
mind experience or something like that, right? So very quick, my name is Joyce. I'm the co-founder of the Queen's Table, where we help frustrated, brides and event coordinators create an experience, a peace of mind experience to remember, or something like that, right? Now, if that's your target audience that you're talking to, they're gonna go, oh my gosh, I got a wedding coming up. I wish I would have known you a month ago. Do you have a card?
Well, I have my card in case you ever need our services. Here's my card.
But that's also an opportunity to go, absolutely, as you're reaching for that card. We also provide linens. We probably can finish the conversation of what you were saying. Does that make sense?
It does.
When we overload people in our introduction, it goes, whoa, I just asked you your name. Right? Y'all know, we want to, what they say, you want to ease into the date before we get to, all right, you thinking about being married because I want to be married, or you know how many kids you want, right?
Speak out, people.
Right. They be like, all right, they hit the elevator button like, So just, give them that, my name is, I'm the founder of, where we help, and then we help them to do what? Make sense? All right. This becomes your elevator pitch. Now we're going to go back to those questions. I put these slides a little outside of each other on purpose, okay? Because remember those questions that your clients want to know. What can you do for me that I can't do for myself? What can you see for me that I can't see for myself? And what can you do for me that I don't even want to do for myself? So now we're going to put them in the designated box, all right? So these are the 3 types of products and services that every business should have or eventually have. You can start with one, but you should have a goal to eventually get to all 3, okay? The first one is called DFY. DFY, that means a done for you service. When we go back to those questions that I asked earlier, which one do you think that would fall under? Done for you. Ms. Joyce, you have a done for you service. If you go in and you set up the event for them, or you go out and you're doing the shopping for the ladies for them and it's a package that they just got to pay you and come pick it up. So a done for you service is something where they don't have to do anything. You've already done the work for them. A one-stop shop. That's where the busy person that doesn't have time to shop for their own clothes, so that's why they need a professional stylist. This is for the busy person that, wants the business but doesn't want to do the website themselves, doesn't want to do the branding, doesn't want to do that. That's why we have what we call our brand, our business in a box, where, we provide that service. Your done for you service is the most, I don't want to say expensive, it's the service that costs the most. It's the one that is going to require the most investment. Why? But it's because it's requiring the most time. Does that make sense? All right? So a done for you service, DFY, it is going to be the thing that requires the highest level of investment. The next one is DWY, done with you. So we already had DFY. What can you do for me that I don't want to do? Done with you, which one would that fall into? Maybe what can you do for me that I can't do for myself? So if I can't do it for myself, I'm going to do it with you. I'm going to take these pictures with you. I'm not going to leave you out there to do it on your own. A one-on-one coaching package, I'm going to do that with you. I'm going to be there with you every step of the way. DWY, done with you service. How many of you know that you maybe have some done with you services? Even with your business, Shavie, I don't get, thinking that you're just a nail tech. You're so much more than that. There can be a class that you teach on how to design your own nail. I don't know. There could be a class you teach on how to do a quick acrylic at home on the go. I don't know. So think of some of the things you do that a person can maybe even purchase a few of the materials from you to get them in between their next session with you. Does that make sense? Yeah? So then that's a class. Nails on the go, don't have time to come in? No worries, we got you covered. We're going to teach you how to get in between that next nail job. We don't want you out there looking like a junkie. We want you out there fly like a nail junkie. As we talk about making profit in your business, how many of you know that the real reason you aren't making the money that you want to in your business is because you're afraid? Anybody can relate with that? I'm afraid to ask for the sale. I'm afraid to ask for what I'm worth. I'm afraid to ask for what I deserve, right? So when I first started my business, I was doing $60 an hour coaching sessions. Now for some people, they may say, ooh, $60 an hour, that's a lot, right? But when you're teaching people how to create and run six-figure businesses, and you only charge $60 an hour, that wasn't enough for those ramen noodles that I told y'all that's all I could afford, right? So it took doing that for some time, and then having clients come back with a $100,000 contract, and I'm still sitting over here with just that $60. Because I hadn't got comfortable enough charging what I deserve, charging my worth. Another thing that you're going to have to let go of is charging for the amount of time it takes you to do something versus charging for the amount of time it took you to gather, to get the knowledge to do it. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Let me repeat that. A lot of times, for example, the t-shirt company that I'm rocking right now, Shop with B&Key, they are in the process of redesigning their packages and their t-shirts. What they realized is they were paying for people to wear t-shirts. By the time they calculated their power, their time, and the different resources it took to make a t-shirt, they were not making profit. In fact, they were paying into the company, right? So they also were not charging for the time it took to gather the information to learn how to make the t-shirts. So have you ever said, well, it only took me 20 minutes to do it? Anybody ever said that? It only took me 20 minutes to give her the information. But it took you 2 years to learn that. One of the things that I'm really gifted at is giving out strategies. I just have a gift for it. I can walk in a room, you can tell me a problem, I can give you a six-figure strategy that quick. What you do with that strategy is completely up to you. Now, if it takes me 30 minutes to teach you how to shift your business into, that next level of success that you want, and I charge $5,000 for that, I don't care if it takes me 30 minutes or it took me 3 hours to give you that information. It's the same information. Does that make sense? So you have to learn not to just charge for the time it takes you to do something, but charge for the time it took for you to get that information to teach you. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Make sense now? So we have to let go of that fear of making money. Because the reality is, scared money don't make no money, okay? We are not running hobbies over here. We are running businesses. We are creating legacies. We are breaking generational curses. We are sowing into the kingdom, and we cannot do that if we are not making money in our business. So, when you're creating your packages, you want to make sure that you create your packages and services based on your market and also the time and value of what you are offering, not based on your emotions. Do I need to repeat that? When you're creating your packages and services, you want to make sure you're basing it off your market, but don't get confined to your zip code. There are a lot of people that say, oh, I know that they can't afford it where I live. Baby, listen, we've been in business 4 years, and really, we've had 2 VIP clients from this zip code. The rest of our clients have come from all over the world. Do not limit yourself to the zip code that you were raised in or the area that you grew up in or where you lay your head at night. Okay? Your business can be global. So create your packages and services based on your market, based on what's going on in the industry, and also the time and value of what you're offering. But don't base it on your emotions. I know that they may not be able to afford it down in that area. Because the reality is, if they don't pay you, they're going to pay somebody else. And here's the reason why you want it to be you. Not because you love making money. It's not about that. You understand that in order to be able to do the things that you know you need to do in your assignment, you need income to be able to do that. But also you know that you are genuine. You know who you are at your core. You know that you are building a business that's based on purpose and not popularity. So if someone needs what you have to offer, they need to invest in that to work with you. If not, they may go invest with someone else that isn't going to do them the way and provide the level of service that you would have provided them. How can I say this? Because I know this from experience. I've had clients that come over to WCA and they go, I wish I would have found you a year ago. I didn't know about you a year ago. I didn't know about this before. I spent $30,000 working on this and I still had no clarity in my business. I spent this amount of money working over here and I still didn't have what I needed to be able to grow. I spent 4 hours over here working with Coach Tiana or working with WCA and I have more clarity than I have in a year. You get what I'm saying? However, if we had our marketing in that area where that person was, that could have been an opportunity to save them money, give them that peace of mind, give them a personalized experience. So again, who's not getting served because your brand isn't out there? That makes sense? All right. Understand if they don't pay you, they're paying somebody else. And people value what they pay for. They do. They value what they pay for. And people pay for what they want. So don't count somebody's pocketbooks for them. Don't count somebody's wallet for them. That is not your job. That is not your job to count their pocketbooks. That's not your job to talk about what they make every 2 weeks. It is your job to provide them a service. And if it's a good fit for you, it's a good fit. And if it's not, it's not. You don't have to sell them anything. You provide the value. And if it's a good fit, it's a good fit. Right? Identify the root of your fear and create a plan of action for it. With that being said, how many of you know where your fear comes from when it talks about the fear of making money? Do you understand that a lot of things were rooted in us as children? Do y'all understand that? For example, how many of you have ever heard this? Money don't grow on trees. Anybody? You know what that did to us as a child? It told us that we can't go out and make an insane amount of money. We have to be limited to this little bit of money because money don't grow on trees. We can't go out and do the things that we know we can do because we got to be confined to this little bitty area that we grew up in, right? So when we say, what is money don't grow on trees? Guess what? Now our mentality needs to go to. Well, baby, I'm about to go plant me a money tree, right? Matter of fact, I'm planting about 5 of them just in case one of them grow a little too slow. I'm serious. So it's about changing your mentality, identifying that root. Why you are afraid of the ask? Why are you afraid of the ask? Why are you afraid of asking people to invest in your business? Why are you afraid of that? It's because someone told you before that you weren't worth it, that you didn't deserve it. When you go into that mirror, you tell yourself how valuable you are. You go and you just disgrace everything that person or whoever has told you growing up because it's not true. Don't be the only person standing in your way of success. And then identify what does success mean to you. I need you to write that down. What does success mean to me? Because success is a relative term. What it means to Tiana may be very different than what it means to Carla, right? For me, success is when I make impact. If I'm not making impact, I'm not being successful. Because I know that when I make impact, the income is going to come. However, there are some people who say, for me, success means I got to have 100,000 in the savings, a couple other thousand in it, and that's fine. That's fine if that's what success means to you. I'm not going to judge that, as long as you have wisdom, right? So what does success mean to you? Understand that you have to take action today. We've gone over a lot of information. I know I see your brains turning. There are a lot of questions that you wrote down, but you must make a decision to take action on something today. What package are you going to revamp? What service are you going to put out? What are you going to put out there that you're changing or updating in your business? How many of you are going to create that course, that one-day class, that one-day workshop? Y'all think no one will pay you $97 for a work? They absolutely will. Remember, everybody ain't your people. And the people that need what you have to offer are going to be lined up and running to get in the door. You're going to have a waiting list. I declare and decree right now. But don't be the only person standing in your way. All right? So do we have any questions? I know we went over a lot. Do we have any questions? Question time. This opportunity also to maybe have some hot topic coaching as well. So, any questions? Yes, ma'am.
The first slide, you mentioned something about systems, and I was wondering, what do you mean by systems?
Good. So her question was, in the first slide, we talked about systems. Systems run your business. I always say, even God had a system, right? On Monday he did this, on Tuesday he did it, and on Sunday we what? That was a system, right? So systems means what? How can you create something in your business that makes your business run seamlessly? Okay? So for example, tell me a little bit about what you do
You're talking about what I do?
for your business or the business that you're thinking about starting.
It is Queen's Table.
Queen's Table, so we're here together.
Yes.
Right? Okay. So a system may look like this. Instead of people calling you all times of night to get information, they go to queenstable.com. They click on send your information here. Once that link opens up, it pops up a question there. They can type in their information. They can type in what type of event they have, how many people. So when you get to it, it's already in your email box. So then they can, once they do the questionnaire, it also comes up a calendar so they can schedule a call with you. All of that happens before you even talk to them. That's a system. Another system. We have a system. At 8:20 in the morning, our entire office turns on by itself because of Mr. Jeremy here. And Alexa says, "Good morning." And then the music turns on, the TV turns on, and we're ready for action. No one has to be here. That means when the members start to come in the morning, the office is already ready for them. That's a system. It makes it seamless for the people to give them an experience. It makes it seamless for us because now we don't have to do what? Be here at 8 in the morning to open up. Another system. They get to get into the door with a mobile app on their phone, which means no one has to be here to unlock the door. A system. So system simply means what can you create for your business that makes it run seamlessly? Does that answer your question? Great question. Anybody else? They are a quiet bunch tonight. All right, go ahead.
How do you get away from the fear of your zip code?
Ooh, okay. Tell me more.
Because, like, I feel like I'm as low as I'm gonna go.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm competing with Dothan, Enterprise, just me by myself.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, if everybody's doing this, and it's like, do y'all not know how much I'm doing just me?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like it's a bigger value than what I'm doing now. And so it's like, how do you, like, just do away with everybody else? Like, how do you compete with that? Like, I don't know what to do.
Well, the first thing I'm going to tell you to do is level up on your mindset. Level up. Level up. Okay, so no? Okay, so what I mean by that is you mentioned the word compete at least 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
When you are operating in purpose, there's no such thing as competing.
Mm-hmm.
There's no such thing as competing. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
When you know the value that you bring, you can walk into other nail salons and not feel like you are unvalued or that they're better than you or anything. So one of the things you have to do is, one, understand the value that you bring. Truly understand the value that you bring. That when you walk into the room, you know without a shadow of a doubt, no matter who else is in the room that does nails, that your service is the one that really outshines the rest in a sense of, I know the value that I bring. And also understanding that every client isn't your client. So when you are truly operating in alignment and in purpose, you understand there's no such thing as competing. Does that make sense what I'm saying? That's number 1. Second, get out of the mindset that you have to be limited to your zip code. You can be the traveling nail artist. You don't think you can travel?
I don't want to do that.
Okay, then that's fine. Then that's totally fine. So what does that mean? So what did she just do from earlier? We talked about who are you at your core, right? So that means if she started traveling, she would be out of what? Out of her core and out of alignment. So that's good that you know that. But identifying the ways that you can, be more profitable in your business, but also putting your brand out there more. So have you actually created a brand?
Like a logo?
So a brand is more than just a logo. So the brand is the experience that people get when they come to
I'm
you.
building that now.
So, okay.
For that part, yeah.
Yes. So making sure that you're building your brand, you're building the value of your brand, and it doesn't matter who else is out there. Do you think Wendy's is thinking about McDonald's across the street? Wendy said, we got fresh beef, fresh never frozen, right?
Yeah.
Right? You think that Burger King is worried about McDonald's because they said, no, we not only got burgers, but we gonna flame grill and fry and broil. You know, you get what I'm saying?
Would you repeat that about Fran? She just gonna get a number.
Okay, yep, sure will. Does that make sense what I'm saying? So when you get out of the mindset of competing, then you start really operating in alignment. You know how many coaches are out there? Honestly, I can't even tell you. When I say I literally don't see them, all I see is the service that I provide, that we provide as a unit, as a company, and the people that need our services. Once you start looking at everybody else, you're not looking at your goal. Make sense? So keep your goals and your values and the people that you're serving. You can't put them in your peripheral vision. You gotta keep them straight in front of you. And be bold in your introduction.
Okay, so like basically, like, cause I'm building brand now, and I see like, okay, I know what I want to do in order to take it where I need it to go. So basically, I'm kind of like in the process. So I'm like on the right path. Okay.
Yep. Building the brand, putting it out there, making sure that you're targeting your audience. You want when you walk into a room, people to go, oh, that's that nail girl, right? I mean, and then thinking about some things that you do enjoy doing. You say, I ain't traveling nowhere to do no nail. You know, and that's fine. You know, would you do events? Do y'all see anybody around here doing nails at events? I don't. That's another service that you provide. Got a conference coming to town? We'll come to your attendees, your speakers. We provide a personalized experience, VIP experience. We bring the nails to you.
That's good.
You know what I'm saying? I know a little something. Everybody get your little shmoney. Does it make sense? Okay, so just keep building that value, knowing how valuable you are, and knowing the service you provide. Because I've seen your work, and I know that it is top notch, and you have social impact. Because as soon as people get their nails done, they are taking pictures and tagging and all that different stuff. Give them an experience. One of our next trainings that we are going to do is called the brand behind the logo, because a lot of people do think that a logo is the brand. The logo is not the brand, it's just a picture of the brand. The brand is the experience that you provide. Does that make sense? So for example, when you go to Chick-fil-A, you don't pay attention to their logo. What do you pay attention to? The service. That's their brand. When you go to Publix, you pay attention to their service. I like to say that Publix is the grocery store of basically Chick-fil-A, right? All right? So the brand is the experience that you provide. For example, Coca-Cola, whether you saw their logo or not, you remember when they did the commercial and they drank the Coke, then they did what? So that told you that my experience is that I'm going to get a refreshing experience every time I drink a Coke. So we are going to do a training in regards to the brand behind the logo. Any questions? Those are really good questions. All right. Any more questions? Okay. All right. So, members, you know that you get access to this recording. If you are a member, you get access to all of our trainings within 24 hours that the training is finished, okay? So within 24 hours that the training is complete, all of our members get access into their membership portal. So let's say if you decide you want to become a member today, we're going to talk about that again. We're going to go around and do a small tour. If you do want to stick around, it does look like it's about to storm, so we want to get you guys out of here as well. So if you're interested in learning more about becoming a member, please stay for a tour immediately or schedule a tour. We have a calendar back there on that table. You can just write your name in on the tour and we'll text you or email you to confirm it. Membership starts as low as $45 a week. If it's something that you want to be a part of, it's $175 a month for a part-time membership, and that comes with up to 180 hours of working space. It comes up to 180 hours of having access to your community. We do 2 business success classes every single month. Your business success classes are free for members. They will eventually become a paid thing for public. So if the public wants to come into the classes, there will be a small fee associated with that. But classes, no matter if we do 2 or 6, are free for the members. And all monthly classes are included, as well as we do other things throughout as well. Founding members, well, we're at the end of August. Our founding members enjoy all of August free. So we have right now about 18 or 19 founding members. And some of our membership perks include a preferred vendor list. So every event that we do, if there's a member inside of the space, that we can use their services, we use our member services. So we circulate our resources through our members. Networking, collaboration, strategic partnerships. LaBrenda was a part of a really good example of a strategic partnership. She came in just for a tour, sat down, expressed what her business was. She has a home health care business. Sitting across from her was a young lady that is building a business that's shopping for elderly. So right there, we created a strategic partnership with them where she can use her services and she can use her services. And it allowed them to now create kind of a full service business. So when LaBrenda's out, she goes, and we also do personal shopping. When LaBrenda doesn't do personal shopping, she's now outsourcing that to someone else. And then likewise. So we do a lot of strategic partnerships, recognition, and a lot more. So if you're interested in learning more about Women See Online, I'm here to answer questions. Also, if you want to schedule a tour, you can stop at the table